On top of the news, back then, it took an entire village to repair a single child the right way. These days, it takes a whole of government strategy, both at the national and grassroots level. The latest Palace Bulletin, inked by the President, calls for 328 more child development centers nationwide to ensure the proper growth of kids, which is proof education and training of an individual in his or her formative years ranks high on the President's working agenda, as we hear more from our Kenneth Paciente.
A better future for children. That was the emphasis of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. following the signing of a joint circular for the establishment of child development centers in the country. The joint circular aims to clarify the guidelines for local governments to set up child development centers. According to the President, the government is not only focused on the economy, food security, and infrastructure. He also stressed that initiatives like these prove that education in the country is also a priority. He added that these facilities play a crucial role in the development of children at a young age.
These CDCs are venues for the implementation of early childhood care and development center programs and services, especially the early learning programs and family support program. Sa mga center na ito, maaaring makapaglaro, makapagbasa at makapag-aral ang ating mga kabataan. It can also be used as a resource center for developmentally appropriate learning materials and a laboratory for conducting research, data gathering, and innovations about early childhood.
The President also highlighted that early childhood development must be prioritized as it serves as the foundation for a child's future, which will eventually contribute significantly to the foundation of the nation. A total of 328 CDCs is targeted for construction, with priority given to low-income barangays with no CDCs. Under the joint circular guidelines, local governments must submit their budget request through the DBM Apps portal, where DepEd will review and recommend qualified projects. Once approved, funding will be released to LGUs, which must allocate at least 150 square meters of land and cover operational expenses including teacher salaries and utilities.
For this year, we have identified 328 low-income barangays that will now be provided with funding for them to access early childhood development initiatives. Of this number, 89 will be in Luzon, 106 will be in the Visayas, 133 in Mindanao, including BARM.
The President also emphasized that CDCs are only a small part of the solution. Thus, the government continues to strengthen other programs, including the First 1,000 Days of Life program, to ensure children's health and nutrition during their first 1,000 days. Also included are the Supplementary Feeding Program, School-Based Feeding Program, and Walang Gutom program for vulnerable sectors.
My fellow Filipinos, we recognize that education goes beyond what happens just inside the classroom. The government continues to find ways to support our children so they can grow, they can thrive and reach full potential. Through health and community programs, we remain committed to helping them become productive members of our society.
The President also urged local governments and parents to take the necessary steps to ensure the success of the program. From PTV Manila, Kenneth Paciente, Balitang Pambansa.